Today we're looking at one of the most perplexing parables of Jesus. It's called the parable of the vineyard workers, and it's all about expectations, the expectations that we bring to God, the expectations that we have of him. We think that he should bless us and be good to us. And it's in Matthew chapter 20. And so let's take a look at it. Jesus said the kingdom of heaven is like the landowner who went out early one morning to hire workers for his vineyard. He agreed to pay the normal daily wage and sent them out to work. So just put yourself in the story. You're one of these workers. And then at 9 o'clock in the morning, he was passing through the marketplace and he saw some people standing around doing nothing. So he hired them and he told them that he would pay them whatever was right at the end of the day. Then it said that at noon again and at 3 o'clock, he did the same thing, and he did the same thing at 5 o'clock. So some of these workers were there since early morning, and some of them just got there before the day was over, right? It says that evening he told the foreman to call the workers in and pay them, beginning with the last workers first. And when those hired at 5 o'clock were paid, each received a full day's wage. Wow, what a generous landowner. What a generous boss. You can imagine getting excited for your payday. And when those hired first came to get their pay, they assumed they would receive more. But they too were paid just a day's wage. Now hang on, this cuts to the sensibilities of every Christian. This isn't right. Wait, there's got to be something more to the story. And Jesus explains, friends, I haven't been unfair. Didn't you agree to work all day for the usual wage? Take your money and go. I wanted to pay this last worker the same as you. What, is it against the law for me to do what I want to do with my money? Should you be jealous because I'm kind to others? And then he finishes with this. So those who are last now will be first then, and those who are first now will be last then. 3 lessons. Don't hold God to promises he never made. It's easy to create expectations of God based on what we think he should do rather than on what he said he would do. So God wanted to be gracious, but he was still fair to the first workers. He never made any other promises than that. Here's the second thing. Don't assume that God owes you for all your hard work. God doesn't owe us anything except his just judgment for our sin, but instead he graciously invites all of us into a relationship with him. This is what the Bible calls a covenant, in which he promises to bless us. So everything God gives us is a result of his generosity. Remember that. Here's the third lesson. Don't complain about how God blesses others. In his generosity, God loves to bless people beyond what they deserve. Yeah, we think people should get only what they do deserve. So like the workers hired early in the day, we selfishly get jealous and complain when we see how others are blessed, especially when we compare them to ourselves. The parable of the vineyard workers teaches us how to respond to God when he does the unexpected. The reality in this parable is it's unfair to judge God by our own expectations. When we come to him, we have to remember that he generously gives each of us far more than we deserve. Rain or shine, we have every reason to celebrate his goodness in our lives and in others.